This video is about headers and catalytic converters that are stock on these vehicles. BMW E46, E39, Z models, many other models as well have this same problem. It started when I had a constant lean condition, lean codes, misfiring, which would happen after acceleration, and huge power loss, to the point that a school bus will probably rip me apart easily. So this is what I decided. Another thing I want to say, driving like this is gay as hell. Everybody's passing you left and right. I feel like I'm driving some kind of a disabled vehicle. So I'm running the check engine light, and I'm driving now, so I can actually show you how bad the issue is. I'm just rolling, so there's no issue with that. But if I accelerate hard to about almost 7, like 6,800 RPM, then I'm gonna have misfiring going on for about 3 minutes. Car will shake up and run on 3 cylinders, and then everything will be normal again. Right now I'm actually going up the hill. It's good. I'm just gonna show you how bad the issue is. I'm gonna accelerate and show you how bad it is. Nothing, 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 nothing. A little bit of push, nothing. So that's how bad it is. It's bad at 2,000, it's bad at 3,000. It has a little push at 4, and then it dies out. No matter how much you spin the engine, it's just so terrible. It's bad beyond. So I decided to go with headers. I've purchased headers, and they will be here next week. And I found a way how to get them done, so I can pass all the tests. So the question on the table is, you can't really buy used catalytic converters and be satisfied, because the job to install them is horrible. And if you put something that is not gonna last you a year, or will be questionable if it will actually last, because it has so many miles on it, and the converters are at the age of life expectancy, what can you do? Well, you might actually look at online and see quite a few aftermarket converters. They are brand new, they have warranty, 50,000 miles. This is what the federal government regulates all sold converters to be no less than 50,000 miles in warranty. If they are less, it's illegal. Basically, any brand new converter you buy supposed to have 50,000 miles warranty on them. Still, 50,000 miles warranty is not a lot. I can put 50,000 miles in 2.5 years easily, but it's opinion. It's a matter of an opinion. Whatever suits you. Let's look at one of them. For example, let's find a cheaper one. This one, $289, free shipping, which is great. These are made in Canada. Basically, someone in their garage welding them. The design is very similar to the stock ones, and I hope they do fit like the stock ones. I mean, there is no problem aligning them actually to your exhaust. If there is, it's a piece of crap. But anyways, $300 for a bank. You can get 2 of them for $600. That's a lot of money for something probably not going to last you more than 3 years. I've seen reviews of this. Some people say they're good, some people say they aren't. I haven't seen anyone who is thrilled with them. Basically, this is aftermarket. You might as well just go ahead and go this way. Look at the headers. You can get a set of headers for $164.99, and if you do everything right, you might as well go this way, because if you make your headers fit, and if you make all the modifications for the sensors and everything else, for $164, your problem of check engine light due to low CAD efficiency or misfiring or any kind of other things is gone forever. The car is in your possession. This is what I believe is the right way to go. That's why I believe, because I can't buy brand new OEM CADs for any reasonable price. I can't buy them used because it's unreasonable because they are at the age of life expectancy. And if I buy aftermarket, this is just as good as this, except this won't ever break and provides more performance by far. Okay guys, the headers are here. They've arrived almost 5 days after I ordered them. These are eBay headers. They're not the cheapest headers, but they are under 200 bucks. So, why are they so cheap? Well, there are a couple of issues with them. They're not critical. There's nothing wrong with them, I would say. There are some differences. These angles I actually bought separate, so don't pay attention to that. This is spark plug defullers, they sold separate. Well, one issue I found is this. If you unscrew this thing where the sensor should go, you find a little issue. You see inside, let me see if, oh, here we go. You see that? There is a problem. So they've all this on top of that in the wrong place. Well, a couple of millimeters I guess off, but the fact is that here's my simple sensor. It won't go in. It won't, because of that. So I'm gonna have to do a little drilling here with basic tools. I'm not complaining about it. Nothing wrong with that. Paid I didn't pay like $1,000 for some super spring headers or anything, so I get what I paid for. And I do expect other defects like that to appear. So again, the whole point of me showing this is to show you the what exactly is going on when you buy something, you know, affordable as this. You just have to do a little more cutting, welding maybe at the end. Maybe they'll have to weld you know, my own exhaust stock to this. It could be. I expect it not fit, but I hope it will at the same time. So just so you know, these are the issues you are going to face. Another thing you gotta do is to coat them with a ceramic paint or wrap them, but wrapping is a lot more complicated, so I just recommend getting one of this. It's a high temperature coating which is supposed to basically cover them to make sure that when you running them, they're not causing your engine to heat about 30% more. That's what you're gonna get if you don't coat them. If you just bolt them in like this, they're gonna result in about 25-35% more heat in the engine bay, so which will be very hot. So just gotta get one of these, and the instruction says first you have to use this, rub them, clean them off any oil, then spray this one coat. It says one coat, then in next 10 minutes another coat, then wait 1 week, 7 days for them to dry, then temperature cure it. What you gotta do is if it's on the vehicle, you start the vehicle, let it idle for 10 minutes, then let it sit off with ignition off for 20 minutes, then let it idle for 20 minutes, then let it cool for 20 minutes, then let it run for 30 minutes under regular conditions, so basically driving this time for 30 minutes, then let it cool, and then it's cured. Or in the oven. I'm not gonna read it all, but the instructions are here on this. So if it's an oven, I don't think it will fit in the oven, so just so you know. Anyways, I'm just gonna be applying a little bit of this acetone, the cloth, rub it. I'm gonna remove my fingerprints off this way. I'll make sure that surface is does not have any oil on it, so the high temperature paint will cure better. This is good to do. Just do that while continue doing it. Just gotta shake this thing. It says 6 to 8 inches from the surface. So you might have to come back to another side in a second, as soon as this more or less sets, you know. These are the stock manifolds with catalytic converters. The design is very restrictive in its nature. First we have a manifold which has a bottleneck effect right here, which is only as large as 1.5 cylinder probably of pressure. I don't know if you can actually see. This is very bad. This is the bank too. These guys are made by someone who probably never heard of anything like performance. Definitely not BMW. And in fact, you can see that the manufacturer is in fact Poison. These things are expensive. If they're new, you can probably get them for $1,000. If you actually find them for $1,000, BMW dealer will want a lot of money for them. So you are stuck again, as I said before. Either you get brand new like this for tremendous amount of money, for type of money you can buy a brand new engine probably, or you buy used, just like this, on eBay. You know, no one knows what condition they are in. All of them probably are at the edge of life expectancy. Or you can buy aftermarket, which is even worse than this, by nature, welded in somebody's backyard or garage or a small shop. out of a regular conventional steel that they make fences of. Want to show you one thing right here is very interesting. The flange right here is a different size flange than the port, the exhaust port itself. The collector is larger on the engine than the exhaust port. If you can see, if I get the light right, that not only the bottleneck effect is restrictive enough, as you can see how stupid this is, you can also see that the size, get this right, the size of actual exhaust port is a lot smaller in there, a lot smaller. The deeper you go, the smaller it gets. Then the flange itself, this is the size of a flange. This is the size the engine exhaust port is. This is the size. I can't even put 2 fingers in here, maybe a thumb. Yeah, actually, you know, fact, my thumb fits exactly, and both sides of my thumb are touching the sides of this. This is how bad it is. A thumb on a 3-liter engine. Come on. What a shame. Wow. Just unbelievably stupid design. Headers are installed, and this is what this car actually needs. This was the best choice could be made. When I got the headers in, actually I couldn't get them in at first because I had to modify them. I had to cut the pipes where the O2 sensors will go, the fittings will hit the firewall. Also had to ask exhaust shop to align the flanges. They had to weld the flanges and weld the O2 sensor connector in another place so that they can fit. It wasn't expensive. I paid 150 bucks for headers and a little bit for the exhaust shop. Not a big deal compared to what gain I got. This is amazing. Okay, as you can see, these are the headers. Obviously they didn't line up, so the exhaust shop had to do some modification. Also I did have to fight this area right here. This is all had to be done many times. First, these bastards, they leak air right here and right there, so I had to use tiger patch to patch these so that the cell won't go on about me having lean readings from the sensors. This video isn't about how to install headers. This video is about the issues and the obstacles you might face while installing them. all about experience exchange, not about do it yourself type of deal. You can find a lot of information on how to remove stock manifolds and install headers online. You can also read through tons of information on various websites like Beamerfest, E46 Fanatics, everything about headers, how to make them work and so on. This is all about how I faced issues when items just won't line up. Once I got them in, that was a pretty much straightforward job. It took me about 4 hours to install them. It wasn't difficult. Yes, I had to be under the car, finished at night, and found out they won't even go in the car. At some point I had to saw off one of the locations where the O2 sensor would go, because that location will hit the firewall. So I had to take a saw basically and saw it off and put a end cap on it and forget about it, thinking that I will have to weld a O2 location somewhere else because it won't work. Then once I got them two of them screwed in and installed tight, I've seen that one side will meet the flange and the other won't, just won't. So that was another thing. So I had to take the car to the exhaust shop to get it all fixed, and I had to pay extra money for it. It wasn't expensive, to be honest.